Okay, so you're looking for a really good teenage and adult speaking activity for your ESL students? Look no further, we've got something beautiful coming up right now. This speaking activity for teenagers and adult students is called the Alibi. And basically there's been a terrible crime and 2 of your students have committed this crime and the rest of your class are the police and they need to find them guilty. So you've got this funny crime, go up to 2 students, say, right, you've done it, but you want to get away with it. You don't want to get caught for this crime. So you're going to have to be smart and sneaky. And then say to them, right, get out of the room. I'll come with you in a minute. I'll be with you in a minute to give you some guidance about what to do. But basically, you want to get away with this terrible crime. You're smarter than the police, and you're going to get away with it. They leave the room. Back inside the room with the rest of the students, you say to them, right, okay, they've done this terrible crime, and they must pay. Justice must be done with these students. They can't get away with this, and it's up to the rest of the students who are going to be the police to find the evidence to catch these terrible criminals. Exit the room and go and see your 2 other students. Say, right, okay, this is the thing. Now, you don't want to be caught. Whoever you're with, be on their side. Okay, so you leave the room and you say, right, okay, you've done this crime, you want to get away with it. You need to talk together you're going to get all of these questions from the rest of the students. Where were you yesterday? You're in a restaurant. What did you eat? What were you eating? You need to think of everything about what you were doing yesterday that isn't this crime. You would come up with this fantastic story about what you were doing. Okay? If you were in a restaurant, what was the waitress wearing? What food did you eat? Who paid for the bill? How much the bill was? What did you drink? What did you eat? Did you sit by the window or were you sitting inside? Their story must be watertight. They must have thought of everything. So get them speaking about that. You go back into the room with the rest of your students who are the police and say, right, these 2 out there, they think they're clever. So now you're on the police side, right? They think they're clever. They're going to try and get away with it. Your questions must be the sneakiest questions of all time. You're really trying to catch them out. They're going to try and think of absolutely everything. Your job is to think of the smallest details. Okay? Was the waitress's hair long or short? What did you do after? Did someone go to the toilet? Who paid the bill? Did you pay with cash or did you pay with a card? Okay? Think of absolutely everything. Where did you go afterwards? You went there. Did you catch the bus? What was the number of the bus? Did you stand or did you sit? How long were you waiting at the bus stop? The police must think of absolutely every single question. Once you think the police have prepared enough as they can do, and the 2 students outside in the corridor or in another room have gotten their story, say, right, okay, this is it. Now there's going to be 2 different interview rooms. There's going to be interview room 1 and interview room 2. And so split your class into 2 different groups of police. Have half sat in room 1 and bring the other lot of your students into room 2. Separate your 2 suspects into room 1 and into room 2. So half of your class, the police, speaking to 1 of your students, and in another room, the other half of your students speaking to your second suspects. They're away from each other. Get the police to start asking them all of these questions. Where were you? Which bus were you on? Which number were you standing up? Were you upstairs or were you downstairs? Just get them with all of these questions, and it is hilarious because no matter how good the story is that there's 2 suspects have prepared, there's always tons of stuff they haven't thought about, and this is a funny thing. And this is all going on in English, loads of questions, loads of speaking, and the teacher bounces back from each class, lending support, encouraging shy students to speak, helping with language, and just bouncing backwards and forward. It's a really active class. After about 5 or 10 minutes, once everything starts slowing down and then students are starting to repeat the questions, I'm like, okay, that's enough. Stop the activity. Say, right, suspect 1, please come with me. Walk them into the other police room. Suspect 2, please come with me. walk them. So now the same groups of police students are now speaking to the other suspect, and they ask the same questions. And the idea is to find 5 differences in their story, okay? And if they can think of if they can get 5 different differences in their story, then the suspects are guilty. And if they can't find 5 differences in the story, which is exceptionally rare, I've only seen it once, the police normally always win this, then the students get away with it. At the end, bring everyone back into the same room, have your 2 suspects out the front under the hot lights, and you say to the rest of the students, right, did you get any differences? And then you get so many hands go up into the air. Yeah, found this. What about this? And then the 2 suspects, they often start arguing with each other. I told you to say that. It's so funny. So it's a really good activity. Normally the suspects get found guilty, but in any event, you've had lots of speaking, lots of fun, lots of questions, lots of answers, and it's a real memorable lesson for your students, and absolutely brilliant for their fluency in their speaking. And I hope that you do enjoy it. Okay, so that's my video for today. If you've got any ideas about the next video you'd like me to do, I can do younger learners, I can do older students, it's up to you. I've got a lot in the old archives to cover, so let me know please. Brilliant, thank you very much for following TEFL Lemon. Have a great day.